Welcome to Throttlestop in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, the home of the Road America racetrack. I'm Randy Pobst, and I'm a lifelong racer of cars, a journalist for Motor Trend magazine and now Haggerty magazine, and guess what? Really? I'm a bike guy, and I'm thrilled to be in this room of fabulous motorcycles. Let's take a look at some of my favorites. This is a Flying Squirrel. The Flying Squirrel in 1928, two-stroke, water-cooled. It was very expensive to make a two-stroke back then, about twice what it cost to make a four-stroke. And it has kickstart like everything back then, but they don't fold. They hadn't invented that yet, so you just sit over it. I think it's a beautiful bike. Super low engine for low center of gravity and good handling, and vintage style honeycomb radiator. This thing is incredible, and I've always heard they ran and rode really well. Another bike that has always fascinated me is the Ariel Square 4. This is a 1955 version. They made them for 20 or 30 years. It's British. And in the 50s, the British were making the best motorcycles on earth. What's unique here is the engine is literally square. It's really two vertical twins cast together and geared together. It's like two smaller air-cooled vertical twins made into one engine. And it's beautiful, isn't it? It's got front and rear suspension, forks, tubular forks. These are still modern inventions in 1955. This is a bike I've always wanted, and I could almost afford one of these. Here's a bike that's special. I own one. This is a 1970 Kawasaki H1 500cc triple. They were explosively fast when they came on the pipe, as we used to say, on the pipe. And perfect restoration. I like the brakes. This is a twin leading front drum brake with a beautiful original style finish, not too shiny. Super bike. We could salute, cover our heart, and sing the national anthem to this bike, Harley-Davidson in red, white, and blue. It's a night train. This bike was made very low numbers, had a boat tail seat. I want to make a retro route out of one with a modern engine, because these were kickstart only. In the 70s, the Japanese motorcycles were on top of the world, and Suzuki went a different direction. Suzuki did some brave things back then. The GT750 Water Buffalo, as it's known, a water-cooled two-stroke. Sound familiar? A little bit like the Flying Squirrel from the 20s. Suzuki brought it back when Honda had the 754 and Kawasaki had the Z1 904. Beautiful twin leading shoe, drum brake, and first year only, the cone exhaust. These were great touring bikes. They were not high-powered sportsters, and super unique and courageous by Suzuki. As if that wasn't enough, we got room number 2. And the first one is another very brave motorcycle made by Suzuki in the 70s, the RE5 Rotary. Back then, the world was fascinated with rotary engines and the potential they had, like one moving part. Mazda stuck with it all those years. This bike has the weirdo round gauges with a plastic cover and a round taillight that matches it. I've always wanted to ride one of these. I hope someday I get the chance. Suzuki RE5 Rotary motorcycle. This is one of my all-time favorites. I have one done as a cafe racer. The Honda CBX, first year, 1979, and that's the star. Another brave effort in motorcycling by Honda, so creative, air-cooled, 1000cc, 6-cylinder. You can see this engine hanging out of both sides from the fuel tank. 1 in a million, the CBX. Another wonderful motorcycle that I have owned, the Honda CX650 Turbo. Really wild bike, kind of took the place of the CBX as the sport touring top of the line. Wonderful to ride, but turns out that turbo surge, not a great thing on a motorcycle where you need very precise throttle control, but a wonderful bike to ride, and another good example of the variety here at Throttlestop, from the earliest motorcycles in the 1900s to fabulous bikes from the 80s and even 90s. My era, I owned these. Cool place, just makes my heart sing to be here among all this incredible machinery.